Welcome back to 315 Squared. My name is Terry at TLysac on Instagram. I figured, I haven't done an update video on a couple of vehicles, mainly the one sitting behind me. It's the 69 Kingswood Wagon, which I'll show here to you shortly. But yeah, a couple of OGs from the YouTube channel reached out and was like kind of wondering what's going on with the car. A, if I still own it, and B, like what's the status of it. And because I think the last time I shown any content of it was at Power Tour West, which was about 2 years ago. And since then it's just been sitting in my backyard collecting dust and collecting problems. So with that in mind, I figured I kind of do an update on a couple of vehicles I have working on. And I really would like to get this thing either to Good Guys in March or LS Fest West in Vegas. So excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. But yeah, let's jump into it and kind of show you what's going on. So this is its current status. I actually kind of was working on it about 2 weeks ago. I didn't throw any cameras on it, but I had a couple of issues, and I will explain those issues right now. But this is the way it's been sitting for about 2 or 3 weeks now. So as you can see, the wheel is off. This is the left front. What happened is I broke a wheel stud. I'll go over that in here in just a second. And I ended up getting a couple of new wheel studs off of Amazon. They are 610 by 186 or 610-186 7/16-20. I only needed one. For whatever reason, I bought 10. Don't ask me. I thought I was buying one. I bought 10. Anyways, long and the short of it is obviously it's in, but it's super narrow. So what I'm worried about is like it's flush here in the back. So if I put a nut on there and I tighten it, it's gonna pull right through. And you can see, so here is the original one, that one that broke off. And you can kind of see how wide it is. Sorry, as I said, I'm getting over a cold. And so I was able to pick up the one on the right from AutoZone. It has a lot less threads, as you could tell, but I think it will be all right. So my plan of attack is to get that one out of there, pop the new one in that one, and then hopefully be able to be good. I don't think, I mean, even looking at these down there, there's not a ton of thread showing, so I think I will be all right. I'll be all right. So I'll clean up the disc, and I'll show you kind of the issues that I'm having as part of the airbag setup that I have going on. So let's take care of this first, and we'll move on to the other issues. Sorry for the shadows, but if you look, these are Race Star wheels, and I bought these wheels not knowing, but the lug nuts that are in there, they're actually called conical lug nuts, which I didn't know what that meant at the time. But what basically that means is it's a little bit different than a regular lug nut. So what we have here is a conical lug nut. So you can kind of see it's a lot different than a regular lug nut. And then so what happens is it just goes on, it goes on like a regular lug nut. However, when I was taking them off, this one was a little bit tight, and you can see it just broke the stud in half. I should have WD-40 them. Or PB blastered them before taking it off, because it was a little bit tight, and I just figured, I don't know, I guess I don't know my own strength. So yeah, so I broke that one. Everyone I know don't like conical lug nuts. They're kind of a pain in the ass. We actually had to cut these down because we didn't have these. We couldn't get the right length, so we had to order long ones and cut them down. It was a big pain in the ass, and there's a washer that goes on with these, which, you know, I don't have with me currently. But anyways, so that's the reason why we had to swap out that stud. I got new wheels and tires, which I'll show you here in a second. So but yeah, that's kind of the reason why we're doing what we're doing, at least for this part. I'm gonna try to clean this up a little bit with my drill, and then throw the front tires on, and then we'll get moving on to the rear with the air suspension. Now with the wheel lugs taken care of, well, lug one, but I was able to, you know, get some of the rust off the discs. It's time to put on some new wheels and tires, and for that I'm going with these. These are Riddler wheel tires, a 235 40/18s for the front on Hercules Raptus tires. Basically the cheapest I could find. So I can't remember what name, or the name of the wheel itself from Riddler, but I just wanted to get away from the bronze. It was just a little bit too much on this car, already being tan and brown, if you will. So sorry for the glare, but so I don't know, I'm gonna put these on and kind of see. The issue is, or excuse me, my issue is I don't want to put, like, you know, or spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a get this some crap off the lens on wheels, because I'm not sure what the future holds for this wagon. Obviously I have not driven it a ton since I've owned it. I've had issues with it just in general, so, and there's still work that needs to be done, like the interior, not all of it. I mean, if I wanted, yeah, but mainly the dash and the seat need to be recovered. So I don't know, I really don't know what the future holds. So I don't want to drop, like I said, $3,500 on wheels that I really like, because I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this car. I don't know. So I got these actually on a Black Friday deal. I want to believe on Summit Racing, so they were on whatever they were, they were discounted, so I picked them up. They should look okay. Are they my favorite wheel to put on this car, or my first choice? No. But I think they'll be better than what's on there now. And it has regular wheel nuts too, or lug nuts to put on, so that's a plus too. That's a win. So anyways, let's get these put on and kind of see how she looks. Well, this is kind of leads me to the second problem I have, is the jack is stuck under the car, and you go, well, it's not really stuck because it's on airbags, right? And you'd be correct, it is on airbags. However, when you go to pump up, the compressor turns on, and I was letting it run for like 5 minutes. I'm like, man, it's just taking really longer than normal. It's pretty slow because it's only one compressor, for this big car. Probably technically needs 2. But I was waiting and waiting. I'm like, man, what is going on? And so anyways, I'll take you to what I found here in a second. But this is what it looks like. Pretty much aired out in the front. It could go obviously a little bit lower because the jack is holding it up some. But here's a look of the new wheels. I'm going to keep the rears on just for now, just because I got other stuff to do. So I'll do the rears at a later date. But that's how it currently looks with the new Riddlers on there. I still got to tighten them. They're kind of just, you know, they're not fully torqued yet. But let's follow me. Let's take a cruise. It's about a half mile to get to the back of the car. Okay, got our steps in. Now, I have everything hidden in the side compartment, as you can see. So there's the tank, obviously the compressor's right there. So what I ended up finding is, and I don't have the piece on me, I'll get it, but basically the air hose, the air line, it attaches to that port on the right, and it blew out the line. So this was just hanging there, not doing anything, not filling up the tank. And I took, you could probably see, I took the bolts out of the side of the tank because I thought I had to take the tank out. I didn't, but it's fine. I mean, there's only 4 bolts holding it in, and I could get to them. So so that's the plan of attack for now, is to get that fixed. That way it can air it up and actually get the jack out of there. Let me turn. All right, let's go over here. So yeah, so that's the plan of attack. As much as I complain about the heat in Arizona at times, I mean, it's Super Bowl Sunday and it's 80 something degrees, and I mean, I'm sweating, as you can see. And I know the rest of the country, most of the rest of the country, you know, is freezing and wishes they could be outside in a t-shirt working on their stuff. But I will say, for all the times I hate it, you know, once the hundreds, the triple digits get here, the nice thing about Arizona is there's so many shops, like hot rod shops and off-road shops, custom shops, that, you know, to have an issue like this, I could just go down to switch suspension, which is what I did. Kind of gave them what I had, and like, here you go, this is what you need, bing, boom, bang, done. Instead of having to like go online, kind of figure out what you had, pay for shipping and handling, get the wrong thing, you know what I mean? Like, it is nice, and I am spoiled to have so many shops in my area where I could drive 15 minutes and get what I need. So as much the complaining as I do in the summer, it does come with its benefits. So anyways, let's get on to fixing this air leak hose and hopefully pump this thing up. So let me show you what I'm working with. So this is the piece that broke, and I'll show it to you here a little bit better. So this part actually connects there. It's supposed to be basically inside. This is supposed to be inside there, and once it kind of like pops, there's no really way of getting it back. And I don't know if you can see, but it is it's bent a little bit. It's not a full 360. So yeah, so that basically, this is the part that goes into the tank, and then this, sorry, one-handed, you know, goes in there, and then this piece attaches to the air line that I showed you. What I got now is they gave me air line in case I need to make a junction with this right here, or I could just use this if I have enough air line, which I think I do, because if you look over here, like I showed you, so there's the port, and here's the air line, and I got plenty. So I probably will do is, they told me to cut this just so it's like, you know, a new surface essentially. So I'll cut this, but even with that cut, let's say I cut like a 1/2 inch, you know, I think that'll be fine. There's enough slack there where it's not binding anywhere, it's not kinked on anything. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna trim this off a little bit and just put that brand new 90 in, and it should just go in there, plug that in, and should be good to go. I'll save that little junction and the airline for future issues if I have any. Oh man, that kicked my butt. It wasn't so much the air hose part, that was easy. It was the air compressor, or the tank, sorry. The tank is held by 4 bolts, 2 on each side. But underneath there, at least the way it was installed, was a washer under each, you know, where the nut goes. So a washer underneath, and then you put the bolt with another washer in there, and man, I just had a hell of a time trying to get a washer where it was supposed to go, like underneath the air compressor tank, because there's like built-in tabs, which, you know, you could probably see there. So the tabs are built into the tank. So, you know, so you couldn't lift the tank too far up, and the bolts were only like so big. So it was just getting a magnet and trying to like maneuver it into the hole and get it lined up, and it would move, and then the washer would go under the tank, and I had to fish it out, and it just took longer than I was anticipating. But we did it. We got the airline installed. Oh man, you can see it right there. It's locked down. So the next thing that we need to do is start this puppy and see if she fills up with air. If not, I don't know what else to do. Yeah. Anyways, let's not think about that. Let's start this thing and see if it works. Let's see, accessory. All right. So the air compressor works, so that's good. Here we go. Let's start it. Now, obviously, it's going to take some time for it to build up in the tank because it was completely empty. So we'll let it run here for a little bit. Let's take a walk around and while it's doing its thing, while it's warming up. Let's take a look at the so LS 60 480 E, I want to say. It doesn't have a cam from Texas, whatever. It's like some Texas something. You guys know what I'm saying. Other than that, it's kind of just, it is what it is. You know, it's not a, this is not a show car, but it's just, this is just, hopefully, get in it, drive it, reliable, and, you know, just get you to A to B without any issues. Updated radiator with a Champion. AC doesn't work. AC is supposed to kind of work, but doesn't work. I mean, there's something wrong with that. We won't worry about that. Forget I even said it highly. Let's go back here. When I was doing it before, something was happening because the hose wasn't connected. So here's my gauges. So the left one, it's I'm trying to think. It's been so long since I even used this thing. I believe this is like the front and this is the back, and then this is the left front airbag, right front airbag, left rear, right rear. And then you want to go up, and we should see the dial move. Oh yeah, you see that? Let's see. We're just doing the left front. All right. Sweet. Let's go outside and kind of see. Oh, I did the wrong one. That's right. I wanted to just do the front. But let's go see. Oh yeah. There you go. Now we should be able to get the back out. Oh no. Let's go a little bit higher. I can't remember the settings of where this needs to be. Let's just do, there's 120. I think it maybe, obviously still building pressure because it was completely empty. So I have to give it a little bit. Raise it up somehow. But let's see. Yeah, you can still see that it's stuck. So there's still some more room to grow in the airbag. So we'll give it a little bit. I just need a little bit to get this out. So I know I said I wasn't gonna worry about showing you guys the rears, but I changed my mind because the rears are a different size than what's currently on there. So we're actually dropping down from a 20 to an 18, and we got some top of the line Riken Raptor ZRASs and 275/35 18s. So the reason, let me switch this here. So the reason we're switching from these 20s to these 18s, and I've explained this in other videos, but basically what was happening more on the passenger side, but I was getting some rubbing. Hold on, this tire's wanting to go. Okay, so I was getting some rubbing on this inner fender, and it actually wasn't also letting it drop down to its maximum potential. So I've had 18s on this in the past. They were a variation of a torque thrust, and so yeah, time to get rid of the 20s, trying to go back to 18s. So I'm going to throw the 18s on in the rear, and then we have a couple of other things that I wasn't intending on doing in this video, but I figured why the hell not, because I'd like to take this thing to Good Guys next weekend. So one of those things is replacing these ugly ass mirrors. I don't even know what this came from, but wasn't this car. So you can kind of see this actually had a cable where right here that obviously is not there, but you could control the lens, you know, and you know how you want to adjust it. So but that cable is somewhere in the door panel. So yeah, so we're gonna replace these, because on the other side, take a walk with me, it's actually a different color. It's more of the body color, but still ugly, just the same. So I ordered some new ones, I want to say from Classic Industries. So yeah, we got to get those put on, put some chrome on. The other thing, so I ordered some headlights a long time ago from Dapper Lighting. They're before like the Holly ones came out. So, and I've tried it in the past to put them on, but the reason I didn't put them on is, and I'll show you later, is basically because like the housing wouldn't fit into the stock housing, I guess. I don't know what other way to say it, but basically the bulb, where you would plug it in, it was too small, and I didn't feel like enlarging it. But at this point I'm like, what the hell, because I don't know if the Hollies, I'd have to do the same thing. So I basically got to enlarge the hole, and then I could throw the Dapper Lighting headlights on, because I mean they're pretty expensive. I know they work awesome, but they're not cheap. So I figure instead of just trying to get whatever, half of what I paid for them on Marketplace or something like that, might as well just enlarge the hole. It's not going to make a big difference on this car anyway. So that's the other plan, is get these headlights swapped out. I think I got 4. I don't think I just got 2. I don't remember. It's been a couple years. The box has been sitting there. A couple other things that we might get to is, so up here on the roof we got some like primer spots. So might try to sand those down and bring the body color back, or whatever's under that primer. I don't even know, but it's better than what it looks like now. I don't think that there might be a couple other spots on the car that have it. Actually not really. So well, we'll do that. We'll clean the windows, maybe vacuum it, kind of get it quote unquote show ready. I'm not going to do anything with the paint. This doesn't have any like Poppy's Patina or Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is. I've been reluctant to put some kind of coating on the paint, if you will. I know they have like a sheer, so it's not like glossy. If I was to do something like that, that's what I'd put on there. I don't want a glossy patina paint looking car. Yeah, so anyways, I don't know if I will put some on in the future. Actually, put in the comments below if you think I should put some kind of shine juice on it or just leave it as is. I like it as is, but there might be benefits to it that I don't really realize. So anyways, let's get started swapping out the rear wheels, and then we'll move on to the mirrors. So here's kind of a look at the rear suspension. Obviously you see the airbag. It's kind of maxed out, which you really don't want to do that often. You want to have some like flexibility in the airbag, otherwise it might tear. Yeah, I don't know. It might have been, looks like it was rubbing. Probably the 20 was rubbing there. So I think what I might do, because I don't have any paint that I know of, is kind of run down the street and kind of get a paint booth in a can and a little spray and rebuild these drums, and then put the chrome rim back on, because I'm sure this will you'll be able to see it through the wheel, so I might as well put some fresh coat of black on there. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll be back in a jiffy.
So while I'm waiting for the paint to dry, I did want to show you there's definitely rubbing going on. This is the driver's side rear. So obviously I pointed out this, but then if you look up there, all along here, the tire was rubbing. That while I was sanding, I had a little wheel spacer full of the rears. So I put the wheel spacer on, and that should move the wheel out a little bit and maybe give me the clearance that I need. So yeah, you could actually see the inner wheel was all rubbing. So that was not good. So yeah, yeah, we might have to put the spacers back on just to move the wheel out a little bit. So we'll see. I know I could change kind of like the axle, move it out or in as well. So I might have to do that. But yeah, I think first things first is put the wheel on and kind of see where we are as far as like any gap, and adjust it from there. So as you can see, I threw the wheel on, and if we take a look under, it looks like, yeah, I mean, there's space. Obviously it's not going to rotate, but you can see that it's not hitting anything. Now obviously it's up in the air, so let's get this thing, put some lug nuts on it and get it down and kind of see if we have the same clearance or not. But so far so good. I don't see any clearance issues. So there it is, dropped down. No spacer. I didn't put the spacer on, but I got plenty of clearance. More than a finger's worth, probably 2 fingers worth in between the inside edge of the fender and the outside of the tire. And if we crawl off under here, hopefully you can see that there's doesn't look to be any issues as far as tire rub that's going to happen. So yeah, so we're good. Haven't done the other side obviously, but I think we're good to go with no spacer and the wheel and tire setup that we have. So and this is probably about ride height too. Obviously it's not dropped down. Once I get all the wheels and make sure that we're not rubbing anywhere, then we could drop it down and make sure we're good there as well. But this is what I was most concerned about, was the tire rub, because clearly the other tire was rubbing. So let's go on the other side and check out how that one fits. So I got the passenger rear off. As you can see, it's pretty clean until you get to here, and then you could obviously see there was some rubbing going on there, but not and up here. So there's definitely some. Doesn't seem to be bad as the driver's side, which is good. And the way the driver's side came out, pretty happy, because I think that the passenger side will be plenty enough room as well. So we're gonna clean this up just like I did the last one, and yeah, throw the right rear on and then kind of see where we are as far as rubbing. Hopefully we don't have any issues, but we won't know until we put the wheel on. So you could see here the results of me painting the frame. You know, I didn't grind any of this down. I just got the surface dust and rust off, so it's not super smooth, but again, this is not a show car. It's just something to clean this up a little bit when the wheels are on. If we go to the other side, the wheel is still on, and you can kind of see the chassis in there, the frame. So it's definitely better than what it was originally, so I think it was good to take the time and clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to throw that tire on, torque them down, and get on in the mirrors.
Well, there she is, sitting on her own weight. Again, this is not aired down. This is more of a driving height. But yeah, that's how she looks with the new shoes on. I'll take you a look on the other side as far as man, I don't know if you can see that. Let me get a little bit closer. Hold on. Maybe I'll do it from the front and see. So there's no rubbing. The other side's probably better. Sorry. So you can see the gap here. So there shouldn't be any rubbing at all. So there's plenty of room here. Up here, there's plenty of room. So yeah. Let me switch this around over here. So I think going to 18s was definitely the right thing to do with this car. We'll air it out here shortly once I get done, but I want to get started on these mirrors. So the sucky thing about these is I gotta take the door panel off, and I'm really not looking forward to taking this door panel off, just because I'm not sure how well it's gonna go back together, because you got the power locks that honestly I don't even remember if they work, but the windows work, the power windows work, and the cable for there I think fell inside. So I know this was a big pain in the ass, because there's a, I'm not sure if it's this screw, or I don't know, there's a screw in here that I bought an aftermarket one for the other side because it wasn't the same color, and it was a real pain in the ass getting the bolts to line up. So I really don't want to take this door panel apart, especially mainly because just, yeah, the electrical part of it. But I got to get rid of those mirrors. I mean, these mirrors are so freaking bad. I mean, they're awful. So, and I think, or I hope that I can mount the other mirrors right there in these mounting holes. If I don't have these mounting holes, then obviously these mounting holes. So anyways, we're gonna start on that next, so wish me luck on that one. Okay, let me give you an update on the door panel situation and kind of where we stand. I was able to get the door panel off, as you can see. There's essentially, I think there's a screw here, a screw here, and a screw here. This one I was already missing, but I didn't see this one at first, so it wouldn't come off, and I realized there was one on the bottom of the, not armrest, but whatever you want to call it, where you put your hand on there where the door handle goes. Anyways, once I got that out, then I was able to lift the door panel up and get it out, and the mirror bolts were inside here, so I had to go through here. I'll show you over here, because it's, as you can see, hanging. So you have 2 bolts right there. I was able to get those out. So this cable is what I was telling you earlier about So it's essentially right here, and this is how you would move the actual mirror towards you. The new side mirrors don't have that. So I'm going to take this out, plus weight savings, so that's always good. A little more MPGs. The only thing I don't like about it is now you have that little piece there, you know, for the inside, that there won't be any nozzle. So unless I'm able to attach it somewhere to kind of give it a little look that it has it, but it really doesn't. I don't know, but essentially I'm going to pull this whole cable out, and then I'll be able to see where I could mount the new mirrors, so whether it's up there or down here, I'm not sure yet. But let's get this mirror out, and then we'll kind of figure that part out and go from there. Well, I got the mirror on, as you can see. It's a little, because there's one screw right here, right in there, that basically holds it down to that base that I showed you. So this end is a little bit, it can be a little bit, you see how it's not fully, I wish there was a screw like kind of right here that went down to hold it, but it is what it is, I guess. You know, there's nothing I could do about that, unless I made like a little like patch panel and kind of made it the same color. Yeah, so but from inside, there it is. Again, I'm not gonna have that little toggle, so it is what it is. But I mean, it's right there that I could grab and move. So yeah, for me, I think it looks way better than the mirror, that kind of almost same color mirror that was on there. The worst part about it is whoever put it on, you know, had to drill different holes and just kind of ruined the door. But again, I like the chrome way better. So now I got to do the same on that side, take that door panel off. I don't have to worry about the toggle for the mirror because that one didn't have one, but yeah, it should take me half as long as it took me to do that one. Now that I kind of know what I'm doing and I actually know how to put the mirror together, I had to kind of look up that. I wasn't sure how the bracketry went exactly, but now that I know, yeah, we'll get that done and then probably move on to the headlights. So if anyone was curious where I got my mirrors from, I believe I ordered from Classic Industries, and these are OER. They are left and right, they're not universal. So this is pretty much, you got your mirror there, and then you got your basically kit, 3 screws that I'll probably have to put up there. I could put it there, yeah, but if I put it there, then I gotta change this one and put it there, which actually isn't a huge deal because I don't have to do the door panel. All I gotta do is remove that little bolt there and then move it down there. So we'll see, because that way I don't have to drill brand new holes up here. So I'm guessing that this never had a side mirror and then they installed them there. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do, is put it there, and then we'll probably have to remount the other one, which is not a big deal. But I have the kind of, it's not bolted down, but I got the door panel back on. So yeah, let's put it there, kind of see how it is, how it looks, and then see if we have to move the driver's side as well. So yeah, this is not going to work just the way the mirror is. It's, even if I, you know, I can't do it with one hand, but move the mirror, actually, you know, it's either going to hit the top of the door, or I'm not going to be able to, it's too low. So what it really needs to be is up here, which is where the driver's side is. I just got to measure to see where it is. So yeah, this is not going to work. It's just not with this mirror. Sorry. Yeah, there's no way that's going to work. It was fine with the old style mirror, but not this one. So it's definitely got to go up there. Looks better up there anyway, so I just got to drill some holes. Unfortunately, that exposes these holes, but nothing I can do about that. So let me measure and start drilling. So I got this one on. It's a little, this part seems to want to go up. I don't want to mess with it too much. So hopefully it's good. I'm not sure. The driver's side didn't do that, but that one. So I mean, worst case scenario is I might have to drill a hole down here. But I'm hoping I don't have to do that, but I might have to do that. We'll see. I guess when I'm done, at some point, take it for a ride and kind of see if she's like, you know, if I'm driving and it's just like wobbling like that, then that's not going to work. I'm going to have to secure it more. But yeah, I mean, at least it's on. Looks a lot better than the one that was on there before. So still got to put the rest of the door panel stuff on. Oh, by the way, if anybody doesn't have one of these little mats, they're so convenient. My dad got me one for Christmas or my birthday or something. This one's by Klein Tools or Clean Tools, I don't know. But anyways, if you're like working on the wheels or just anywhere where you're working on the ground like I am, these are kind of like a lifesaver with for your knees and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend getting one of these mats if you don't have one currently, because they definitely help. Plus I work in shorts a lot, so because it's usually like 9,000 degrees out here in Arizona, so I work in shorts, and so they definitely save my knees a bunch of time. And it's just, you know, I got little rocks and you know how it is. So anyways, it's not sponsored, but I would highly recommend getting one of those mats. Just, you know, it gets comfort level up just a tad. So yeah, let me put the door back together and move on to more exciting things. All right, it's getting late in the day. I kind of don't want to start on the headlights, so I'll save that for tomorrow morning. But since I do have some light left, I figured I'd try those primer spots. So I saw this on John Ludwig's channel. He was trying to get some primer off his Audi. And he said some acetone. And I don't remember if it was a red Scotch-Brite or I think this is black. I don't know, it could be blue, I'm not sure. Anyways, so I figured I'd start here with some acetone. I'm gonna try this because this is a little less coarse. This is more coarse. I mean, the paint's already kind of messed up. Not messed up, but I mean, it's not pristine paint. So I figured I'll start with this because this will probably leave less scratches. So let's do that and see how it works. I probably should watch the video before I just dive in. But why do that? Why do that? Yeah, let's just go now and then regret our decisions in a few minutes. Sounds good. So from what I can tell in doing this for a few minutes is that there was just primer and bare metal underneath. There wasn't any actual original factory color, which kind of sucks. So I'm sure there was like a little I don't feel anything, honestly, like a little dent or anything, but I'm sure there was. That's probably why they, put Bondo and then primered it. So now, as you can see, you got some bare metal here, bare metal here. So there's still some primer right here. So so I think what I'm going to do is probably try to get the rest of this primer off. That way at least this will probably rust, or at least surface rust to match this. I don't know if it'll, probably won't do it in unless I get some, well, I guess I could spray some water on it and just leave it, but it's not going to rust like within a week of the show. So there'll be some bare metal there for next week at the show. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed because I was really hoping that there would be some original paint under here, and it doesn't look like there is, just bare metal. So I don't know if I'll do this spot as well, just because I already know what it is. I don't know. I mean, I probably will actually, now that I think about it, because if it's bare metal underneath, then it's just gonna rust or surface rust over time. So that will match, because right now it kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. You know, it's just like boom, obvious, boom, obvious. So yeah, I'll keep sanding. I actually switched to the red, the more abrasive, just to get that primer off. So I'll keep doing that until, yeah, it's all bare metal, and then call it a day. So I got most of the primer off. What it ended up being was a dent right there. So I got most of it out. There's a little primer in the crack, but overall this is all just bare metal now, and I got a little dent in there. So I imagine that's what that is as well. But at the end of the day, I'd rather have a little dent, something that tells a story. I mean, I don't know the story, I don't know what happened, but it tells a story, and I'd rather have that than two big spots of primer on the roof. So tomorrow I'm going to sand the other one, and I'm sure there's a little dent in there or something like that that they were trying to smooth over, and I'm sure there was plans at one point to either paint it or color match it, or maybe paint the whole car. I don't know. I'm glad they didn't, because I love the patina of this car. But yeah, and then that should rust over within time. So just gonna leave it like that. I kind of got a little dirty, you know. Hopefully those stains will come out. But yeah, tomorrow we'll work on that. We'll get these replaced as well. So that's all I'm gonna do for today. It's getting late, I gotta clean up, I'm starving. But yeah, we'll hop on it in the morning, knock the headlights out of the way, and finish up this old girl, get her ready for next week. Good morning. We are back working on the 69 Kingswood Wagon, and this morning is headlight day. And as you can see, I got the driver's side, but there is no passenger headlight working. I don't know if the bulb is out or it's an electrical issue, because sometimes you gotta play with the switch just to get the headlight on. But what we're doing is upgrading to Dapper lighting. So these are the headlights. I did get high beams as well, but for some reason I was missing this part. I was given this part, but not this part for the high beams, so I can't install the high beams yet, but we will install these. And I remember previously when I tried to do it that I couldn't get all that inside there, so I think we have to widen up the area where the plug goes through. I don't remember exactly, but there was a reason why I didn't install them. But we'll do take two and try to get them in there. So yeah, so anyways, like I said, I'll have to get with Dapper lighting on the other high beams, but for today let's get the low beams installed at its worst.
and that would be a hell of a lot of improvement over the stockers that you could barely see at night. So let's get this taken out, and then let's start seeing what we got to do to install the new Dapper lighting.
So if you're wondering, there are 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that takes this trim piece out. Also, this does not have the hideaway headlights. That was only on the Kingswood estate, and this is just the Kingswood, so it's one option down. Otherwise it would have had the hideaways, which would have been even cooler, and it also would have had the wood grain on the side, which obviously this does not have wood grain on the side. So that's the difference between the estate and just the regular Kingswood, is basically hideaway headlights and the wood trim. There is wood trim a little bit inside, so you can see on the dash and up there you got Kingswood, but yeah, other than that, if you guys were wondering what the difference between the Kingswood and Kingswood estate is, well, that's the difference. So the issue was basically the CPU was right there, and the wiring, as I don't know if you could see, but right down in there, that's where I had to go through. So this wasn't really bolted down. I just moved it, and then I was able to get the headlight in there. So I know I don't have that problem on the other side, although there is a, now that I look, this tank is probably, actually no, it shouldn't be, but I might have to take the battery out, which is not a big deal. So yeah, that was the issue initially, was basically the computer was right there and not causing me to get that in, but I was able to get the ring, headlight ring around, so now it's in there. It's not going anywhere. I just gotta put that piece back in. We should be good. I might have to, since I'm here, the screw on the right, there's 2 screws, one for the headlight ring, and then you can see there's another screw there all the way. I don't know, the lighting might not be good, but basically there's 2 screws there, so those are the alignment screws. So even though it looks like it's centered, I mean the headlight might be facing up or down or whatever. So yeah, so anyways,
I would say that is a success, at least the driver's side. And then yeah, I'll probably have to, like I said, remove that battery, but all should be well.
So as far as I'm concerned, headlights are done. That's just my battery tender, so if you're wondering what that wire is. But yeah, even though this doesn't work, this passenger side, I know it's a wiring issue, not the headlight itself. I did see right up there, and I know you probably can't see it, it does say top, which I missed when I put in this one. Luckily I did it the right way, and didn't have it upside down, so I didn't have to switch it, but I didn't realize it said top until I got to this one here. So but yeah, I mean, I tried, they have a bunch of different options for headlights, as far as like you could get like a halo, and they have, you know, like blacked out versions, and I didn't want to do anything like that. I wanted to keep it as original as possible, even though there is like kind of like a circle bulb right there in the middle compared to original. But you know, I think, I mean, as original as it's going to look for at least for these Dapper lightings, maybe the Hollies, you know, will look a little bit more original, but I don't think it looks so out of place that you look at it and go like, man, that's disgusting. So
I'm super stoked to have Super Clean jump on board, because not only are they a name brand, but my channel is not a huge channel. I'm a smaller channel trying to do big things. So the fact that they reached out, I actually thought it was spam at first, because like there's no way Super Clean's reaching out to me and wanting to send some of their products my way, because my channel is not a huge channel. And so that means the world to me. That's a company that would reach out on a smaller size channel and not like the 1,000,000+ subscriber channels, really shows that they're, you know, for the guy in their backyard, the guy in their driveway, the guy laying on their back, just trying to get through the day and do what he can. And, you know, and the guys that have the 1,000,000 subs and their lifts, and, you know, it's a company for the people. So for them to reach out, man, I can't be thankful enough. So with that in mind, let's get started. The original Super Clean, which you're looking at right now, is the original product that was created 44 years ago. At full strength, Super Clean is the most powerful, tough task cleaner degreaser you can find. And when you dilute it with water for everyday messes, Super Clean is the most cost-effective cleaner you can find. They also offer an all-wheel cleaner. The Super Clean all-wheel cleaner is formulated to instantly attack road grime, traffic film, and brake dust, as well as rocks, salt, and other debris from the roads that can cause corrosion and pitting on your wheels. The all-wheel cleaner can be used to remove calcium, lime, and rust. It's a great cleaner for hard water spots in the bathroom as well. We won't be using the all-wheel cleaner in this episode because I got some brand new rims that don't really need cleaning. However, me, like you, probably have a bunch of other project cars that can use the all-wheel cleaner. So my plan of attack is to use both degreasers, use the bottle and the can. I'll probably use a little bit, you know, one section I'll use one section I'll use the other, just to kind of see how they work. But the key is you don't want to let it dry. So out here in Arizona, that's definitely a key component because things dry super fast out here. So I'll probably do things in force instead of doing the whole engine bay, because by the time I spray the first part, it's already going to be dry. So I'm going to do it little by little, section by section, and get this thing cleaned up because God knows it needs it. And get this thing looking as nice and as clean as possible. So I'm going to start with the bottle and work my way starting in the center. So I'm just kind of douse it as much as I can and start wiping away. Now it's literally been like 2 minutes and you could already see a huge improvement by using Super Clean. I got the valve cover here, intake, the air cleaner, all that already. I sprayed with the bottle, and even some of this right here. That was kind of, the camera didn't catch, but when you compare it, there's a passenger air valve cover that I haven't cleaned. Haven't cleaned that, any of this side, any of the passenger side, I've yet to clean. So already it's been a dramatic improvement from where it was. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna switch over to the can for the passenger side and kind of see what results we get from there, and if I like one more than the other. This was a brand new rag before I started, so you can see how filthy this engine was. Just to be clear, this paint was missing before I used Super Clean, so I don't want anyone to be in the comments being like, oh yeah, but it took the paint off. No, that was already like that. So there's no paint coming off because of using the product. I still got a ways to go, but you can see already the difference in using Super Clean to clean this engine bay has made already. So I don't know if I prefer one over the other as far as the can and the foam versus the bottle. I guess it's just kind of personal preference. So yeah, I don't know. I do know when you use the foam, like when I used it on here, you could actually hear it. You could hear it kind of like doing its thing, working its magic. So I guess for that reason I like it, because it's like, oh man, you could actually hear it working. So there is that benefit to it. And I don't know, foam kind of looks cool because it's you could kind of see and then remove it, versus the spray where it's just kind of, you know, you just spray it down like you would anything else. So
Anyways, I'm gonna still work on this, but yeah, what a huge difference already it's made. Well, there she is, all laid out in the sun, waiting for her day to shine, which will be next weekend at Good Guys. Man, does she look good laid out, man. So this is why I'm torn, because it looks so good, and it's like, do I move on from this car or do I keep it? Like, I really don't know. Yeah, write in this section, write in the comments if you were me, would you keep it? Would you put some more money into it? Things like the seats need to be recovered, or at least the top seat. The bottom was already covered, but you could see it's a little bit different color. So I would need the top seat redone. The dash is all cracked. You can't really see it all that well, but the rear seats are fine. These are original, no rips or cracks or anything like that, even the one in the rear. So yeah, so I'm torn, because it's kind of out of sight. The HOA is not fond of this vehicle, so when I have it parked in my driveway, I start getting notices. I guess it doesn't look all nice with shiny paint, so it kind of looks like an abandoned vehicle. So that's why it sits in the backyard, but when it's in the backyard, I just kind of forget about it, which is a sad and a shame. But yeah, so that's why I'm like torn on what to do. I think it would be great for somebody to enjoy. It's already got the LS swap, it already has air suspension, already has killer patina, so it's got all the ingredients for someone to enjoy it, you know. And I don't know, I always envisioned just all my buddies kind of getting in it and you know, enjoying it at a show and stuff like that, and it just hasn't happened. So I don't know what to do with this car, but I know a lot of you are asking about an update for it, so here's finally an update on the wagon. Hope you enjoyed the update, hope you enjoyed seeing the wagon in its new phase of life, and we'll see if it continues on in my life or someone else's. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace.